Yeah. Hey. That's kind of weird. Yeah. We flipped. We flipped it. I figure with the TikTok and the Twitter and the Instagram and even YouTube now edging towards this upright format, we're going to try it and see. So if I'm sideways on your device, turn your device right side up and you should see me take up the whole screen. I'll give 5 seconds. One, two. Hi, welcome to Google Eggs. Today we are doing Sweeney Todd meat pies, or not Natchitoches meat pies, and the not part being because I am not making the pie part. I I've been covered in flour the last 2 days from the chicken teriyaki and the fried fish. I just don't feel like making pie dough, and I have some pie dough already because I was going to make some apple pie for the kids last week. So we're just going to go ahead and use that. I will have a recipe for the pie dough in the description below or above or below, and you can use that. But it's simple to make. It's just time consuming, and you have to let it proof and everything else. And I just don't feel like it because I have the pie dough already here anyway, and it's kind of I don't know, an exercise of futility in my mind that I can't get past. The stuffing though is the Holy Trinity, some parsley and some green onion, along with a pound of ground meat and a pound of sausage. Cajun sausage, if you have it, like the deli style, um, not the smoked Cajun, the raw Cajun sausage. I don't have that here because Ohio doesn't sell Cajun food like that. But I have spicy hot Italian sausage, and I'm going to add my own Cajun blend to it to turn it into Cajun sausage. To brown that in the pan, break it up real small, drain it, add in the Trinity to cook down or get the fond up off the pan. Cook that down, add in the garlic, the green onions, and some parsley. Add the meat back in. Fold that together. When you get it to the consistency you like, add a couple of tablespoons of flour, and then about a cup to cup and a half of uh, beef stock to get it real thick. You want a real thick, tight consistency on the meat because you're going to put it in the pie crust that you cut into 6-inch diameters. Rub it with a egg wash, fold it, crimp it, fry it, or bake it. I prefer baked to save on calories, but I will do both to show you the difference in appearance, at least of the two, because they are going to look a little bit different, baked versus fried. But I mean, fried is traditional. It's New Orleans. It's the South. We fry everything, even apples. But I just prefer baked for health reasons. So, but I'll show both, and then you guys can decide what you'd rather do. I personally think that the baked tastes better anyway. It doesn't have that oil taste in it, but that's an argument for another day. You do you. I'll do me. Haha. Anyway, let's get started with chopping up some Trinity because we do want to make sure that your stuffing is cold or cool when you stuff the pie. You don't want to put hot stuffing into a room temperature or cold pie crust because then when you go to fry it, it's just going to burst out the side and explode on you and make a big giant mess. So keep that in mind. You do want to give yourself either make the stuffing the night before or the morning of, so it's time to get down to room temp or cooler when you go to stuff it. So anyway, best tip I can give you right now. Let's get going. I want some meat pies, man. That's everything you need right there. We're going to go ahead and prep it and get it all ready, and we'll be back in just a second. But that is it. That's the your Holy Trinity, the green onion, and yeah, let's rock and roll. Here we get everything prepped up and ready to go. We're just going to transfer this over to the skillet, get the skillet heated up, and get started. The beef decided to do its own little thingy. That's cool. All right, the meat heated up. A fairly large helping of my Cajun seasoning, just a little heavier on the paprika than what you buy in the store. So here we are, a few minutes in. It's almost done, the meat anyway. I'm going to take this out. I want to break up this sausage a little more once I get it taken out. And we'll put the vegetables in there and let those cook down and add the meat back to it. Let me get this taken out real quick. All right, dropping the vegetables. Well, that's working. I'm going to start working on breaking up that meat a little more. And you want to let these cook down quite a bit. So you're going to give them 15 or 20 minutes to really cook down, get nice and soft and small, or volume to shrink, I should say. But you do want them to get nice and soft so that the volume does shrink. About halfway there right now. I went ahead and added about a tablespoon of butter just to kind of help out a little bit because it had soaked up most of the moisture that was in that pan already. But you can add fat and you can add butter because you're going to add flour later to make a roux anyhow. So it's not like it's not a big deal to add that extra liquid if you need it. All it's just about cooked through, so we're going to go ahead and add in. So we went ahead and drained the meat to get the rest of the fat out. The excess fat out, I should say. Oh, that's nasty. How nasty that is. Yeah. Get rid of the juicy juice, mix it together, and get ready to do a quick roux. Don't want a whole lot of this. We're not making gumbo now. We just want enough to uphold things together. Now we're going to let that come to a boil and watch how thick that's going to get. Right there, we only added maybe 3/4 of a cup so far, so we have more over there we can add if we need to. You never know exactly how much you're going to need of that. So I usually make about 2 cups to a cup and a half. That's perfect right there. That's exactly what I want. So we're going to kill the heat. I'm going to transfer this over to a bowl so I can put it in the fridge to cool off. And we'll be back in about an hour to stuff the pies. And that's exactly what I want, what you just saw. That's perfect stuffing for this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this out of the pan, put it in a bowl, put the bowl in the fridge, and let it sit there for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then I'm going to take it out, cut up the pie shells, or into the pie crust into the shells I need, I should say, stuff them, and go from there. But for right now, we need to get this off the heat, into the fridge, and start cooling. So I'm going to do that right now. The flour, nice and slow like. All right. And take any round item, any size you're going to want it to be, hold in it. I'm not sure how much of this you can see really, so we'll just move this over for now. I know you can see right there. Let's see. I would generally want to fold this over just to see where the crease would be, which is going to be right here. So we're going to put 1 or 2 tablespoons of this in there. We'll try and fit 2. All right, like that. Take the egg wash and just wipe that part with the egg wash. Fold it over. Make sure all the meaty stuff is in there. And seal it up. Now, I'm going to take a fork. We should have had ready, but we don't. Here we go. And crimp it. Now, I'm sure there's a fancy way to do this. Some pastry chefs may know. If there's a pastry chef watching, please let me know if there's a machine for this. I'm curious. Poke a couple holes in the top so they can aerate. And move on to the next one. Crease. Some stuffings. Some more stuffs. Egg wash. Over. So when I'm folding it over like this, I'm squeezing to the inside because I want to make sure that all the stuffing stays away from the crease. So I put 8 of them or 5 or 6 of them in the oven. I can't remember. I just put it. And I'm gonna fry about 8 of them. So that way you guys can see the difference between the two as to how they look. So let me go ahead and get the fryer started right now. And
all right, so it should only take between 6 and 7 minutes to bake to fry. Let's see if the Earl is hot enough yet. There we go. All right. Frying Sweeney Todd's most delicate treat. And don't do what I just did and put them right next to each other. That was stupid. They're gonna be stuck together now. If you're using an actual deep fryer, these will float when they're done. If you're not, which I don't ever use, you're just gonna have to kind of eyeball it. You'll have to flip it at some point. With a real deep fryer, they'll be completely submerged and float up to the top. Now you can tell the difference between the fried and the baked. It's pretty night and day. And yeah, we ate one because we got hungry. But yeah, so about equal and that is 6 of each. But baked is going to be a little crispier or fluffier, I should say. Crinklier, maybe? I don't know what the word is for it. And the fried is going to be a little more moist. But yeah, I much prefer this over that. The baked over the fried, just for health reasons, like I said before. But that's basically what you're going to get from the difference of them. And that recipe I had, we'll make about 20. I have a little less than half of the stuffing left that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. It may just go on nachos or it may get put into rice. We'll figure that out later for ourselves. Anyway, let's get it plated and see how we make it look fancy.